Good day, good morning, good night, depending on where you are logging in from for this webinar. I am super excited. I'm always am, especially on these webinars, because we're bringing knowledge to you. Let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Neva Alexander, the CEO of Nevalliance, and Nevalliance bring to you knowledge in different platforms, different format, non-traditional format, pretty much. Today I have Dr. Val Margarit, and she will be presenting today on transformative leadership in education. I'm going to read her bio to you that you know her better. Some of you on this call will know her, but let me introduce her to the world. Dr. Val is an award-winning educational leader, speaker, trainer, and author of Why Not You? How to Become an Empowered Woman and the Successful Student Mindset. She has degrees in higher education, leadership, and sociology, a mindfulness meditation practitioner, and a longtime student of neuroplasticity. Val is the first generation college student, and she is passionate about education. Yes, I love that passion within her. She believes that achieving one's full potential has less to do with genetics and IQ and everything to do with opportunities, resources, and how one thinks about and live their lives, habit, self-discipline, resilience, effort, deep work, and mindset. Dr. Val has over 15 years of experience as an educator. Welcome, Dr. Val.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And hello, everyone. How are you? It's so good to see you. Yeah, well, I don't see you, but I imagine you are right here with me. I feel your energy. Dr. Neva, thank you so much for this opportunity. I am so excited to be here, and I can't wait to share this empowering lesson with all of my students who tuned in to have at least 30 minutes of really interesting content that I have prepared for you. So yes, I'm Val Margarit, and I have been in education pretty much all my life, really. Education and leadership are both my two unconditional love. Why? Why education? Well, education changed my life in ways that I never thought possible. When you learn about where I come from and how I grew up, you will then realize that, you know what? Anything is possible. And leadership. Why I am passionate about leadership, specifically transformational leadership. Think about it. Without effective leadership, we can grow. Without effective leadership, we don't have opportunities. We don't have opportunities to develop ourselves. And in education, education is the field that needs transformational educators so they can help everyone, especially students from underserved communities, first generation students like I was, and I didn't have help. I didn't have proper help. And so throughout this presentation, we are going to learn what transformational leadership is all about, how you can become a transformational leader so you can develop yourself and those you work with, your students, your leaders, and together we can create a more just world where everyone can thrive, not just a few at the top. How about the rest of us? So again, I'm really excited to be here today. So I have prepared so I'm gonna share my screen here. I have prepared something really cool for you. Please note that if you have any questions, submit them via chat or Q&A there, and Dr. Neva will record these questions for me, and I'm going to answer all of your questions at the end. I cannot wait, because I'm pretty sure you will have many, many questions. So let's share the screen and show you what I have. And be ready to take notes, yes? That's how we learn. You're here to learn? Yes. So that's how we learn. We learn by being intentional about what we are hearing and seeing. You see me, right? And hear, taking notes, and then you can reflect on your notes and learn from them and ask questions. That's what neuroscience teaches us. Neuroplasticity teaches us, right? So let's begin. Let's share this screen here. Okay. Perfect. There we go. You are seeing my screen now, yes? Perfect, perfect. So, let me ask you, how are you doing? How are you coping with this crisis? I hope you're safe and healthy where you are. I hope you're taking care of yourself, your health, because it's so important. And I wanted to tell you before I begin that we are going to make it out together, stronger and more resilient than ever. Because going forward, if you're a student or a leader of student, faculty, going forward, guess what? This unpredictable world needs leaders like yourself, right? Leaders who are ready to solve tomorrow's problems. So today's presentation is going to inspire you. It's going to inspire you to really raise your standards, raise your expectations, right? We can become excellent together, no more average or mediocrity. All right, so let's do this. Let's see here. Okay, so students, our discussion today, our agenda, as you can see, we are going to talk about these specific topics which are incredibly important to you becoming a transformational leader, so you can make the difference, so you can influence the people around you to move on to the next level, and hopefully we can achieve full potential. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Who am I? You know, in order to lead other people, you need to know who you are. What's my mindset? Enjoying the process, trust the process. You probably heard that, right? Levels of leadership, we'll find out where you are at the moment, so you know what you need to do to move forward. Transformational leader traits, what traits do you need to develop, to cultivate, so we can create a plan, right? A plan for success that we can measure and you can achieve every level or every step at a time. And then we are going to look at a leader profile. And we will conclude with Q&A. And I can't wait to hear all your great questions. All right, so let's begin. This is me here, and Dr. Neva already did a great job introducing me. Thank you, Dr. Neva, once again. So knowing yourself. Okay, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. You've heard that, right? Aristotle? Excellent. So imagine, for us to achieve our best every day, for us to become empowering leaders in our own space, we need to know who we are. If we don't know who we are, how can we succeed, let alone influence other people? We can't. So who are you, right? In my classes and my training, we have activities about this. And guess what? What we need to do is look at the values. We are our values. We are our choices. Every day we make choices about how to live our lives, right? Those choices are supported by your beliefs. And your beliefs come from your values. So when you find out who you are, you look at your values, right? You rank your values. Like, for example, you see here some of my values: learning, integrity, accountability, compassion, service, serving others, wellness. We need to be healthy, mind, body, and heart and soul, in order to show up in the world every day our best selves. And love, you know, love cures everything, right? When we operate, when we lead from a place of love, we can't go wrong. So that's the first step that you need to do today. Please write it down. Oh, by the way, I can have this presentation, this PDF available for you if you want. Just let me know, and I'll have it available for you on my website or somewhere. So write it down, your assignment number 1. Find out who you are, okay? Find out your values and go over your values and find out what are your top core values that are at the core of your being, that gives you the passion every morning, gives you the energy and the enthusiasm to get up every morning and do the work that you love and work that matters. That's where you're going to find your passion, in your values. Because when time is hard, right? When life is hard, and it will be, guess what? Your passion, your values are going to sustain you. They're going to give you the energy you need. They're going to give you the confidence you need to keep going. Because life is tough, right? Yes, life is tough. Okay, I see you nodding. All right, moving right along. So that's number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Know your people. Okay, who are your people? If you're a faculty, you have students, a classroom full of students, waiting for you to change their lives. Now, in education, we are known that we are way behind, right? Decades behind. Technology is way ahead. We are behind. We are not connecting with students. We are not preparing students for the real world. Why not? We can do that. Beginning today, you and I will change the world. At least we begin in our own space, right? You agree? It begins with us. Change begins with you. Change begins with me, right? Be the change you want to see in the world, and you will see a beautiful world. One person, one mind, one student, one leader at the time. So, look at this. This is from Gates Foundation. And this is today's college students. Look how diverse they are. So you as a faculty, how can you go in, right, and teach all students the same? You can. You have to diversify. You have to understand who are the students and what they need and at what levels they are. So you can create assignments and lessons that are exciting and are related to the real world, are related to their own life. That's when we are going to get our students really excited about learning, right? We want our students to come to school, to come to your class, to go to your class excited, because they know you are going to create lessons that are relevant to their lives. You are not going to teach one size fits all. You are going to create your assignments with your students in mind, because you took the time to understand who they are. And then, first day of class, let me tell you really quickly, and that's another talk, for example, and I can help you with that, let me know. Before you go to class, first day of class is incredibly important. Take the time to get to know your students. Don't put your PowerPoint up and 10 pages syllabus. Forget about all that. Go to the classroom excited, but be prepared, of course. And go to the classroom excited to be with your students and to do the best job you know you can do. And be a learner-centered professor. Don't sit in front of the class and you look at the students like in rows, like a factory, right? No, rearrange the classroom. Create an environment that's open to creativity, to dreaming, to students not being afraid to make mistakes. That's the transformational leader, okay? So knowing your people is the next one. Let's see, let's move right along. Now, good leadership. What is good leadership? If we were together now, that would be a question. Do we have a poll here, Dr. Neva? We don't have a. That's okay. What is good leadership? When I ask these questions, students and leaders tell me, oh, I know good leadership when I see it. Oh, you see? So it's about behavior. Leadership, you don't become a leader reading a book. You can read 10 books. You are still not a leader. To become a leader, you have to be influential. You have to have people follow you because you have the ability to make their lives better. So look, good leadership consists of showing average people how to do the work of superior people. Imagine. So you go to the classroom with this belief, right? And the inspiration, because you already know your students are capable of doing amazing work. And you are going to teach them how to do it. You're going to model for them. You're not going to just, give them the assignment and you expect the work. No. That's why students fail, because they don't know the expectations. We, faculty leaders, didn't teach them the skills to get the job done well or to your expectations. So we have to teach students. We have to understand if students have the skills they need to perform the job at the highest level. When we do that, the students will not disappoint. I'll tell you from experience. So, mindset. Tell me about your mindset. How well you lead determines how well you will succeed. Mindset is everything. Mindset, we have two kinds: fixed mindset and growth mindset. And right there on the slide, you can see the two. Students oftentimes think that success and achievement and attainment, success, it's all about some sort of innate ability. That is not true. That is not true. So if you are a teacher, if you are a faculty at a college, if you are a leader of a college or department, please, if you have a fixed mindset, you should not teach, because this is what you're doing. You keep everybody behind. You are failing people that are waiting for the opportunity to learn and develop their capacity. So that's where the growth mindset comes in. With effort, perseverance, resilience, a system in place, and support system, every one of your students can achieve their highest potential eventually. So please, growth mindset, have an activity with your students on that and teach them, coach them how to develop their mindset and cultivate a growth mindset by having challenges every day and having high expectations. Now, leadership is a process, right? You can become a leader, as I said, you read a book and I am a leader. No, it takes time. And you know what? The more you know, the more you find out how little you know. Because learning makes us exciting about life and about the work we do. We are no longer, bored with the work we do, because now the work has significance. The work you do has meaning. And even more powerful than that is you are changing lives. Being an educator is one of the most fascinating, rewarding, and powerful jobs in the world, because you are changing people's lives, generations. So imagine, it's critically important that we show up in the world every day as our best selves. And here's the process. You begin where you are, just like with your students in your class. You start where they are, know where you want them to be. That's why it's so important to know yourself and your students, so that you can have that profile and understand what steps you need to take to make progress. So the same thing here. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, I've been through it, and this is what I use in my life. I have been able to rewire my brain and replace all the negative programs with good, powerful, optimistic programs that are based on science. So I'll be happy to teach you that if you're interested, or ask any questions, and I will be happy to elaborate on the reprogramming your brain for success and happiness. Okay, and these are the 5 levels of leadership. And I have webinars and workshops, 1-day, 3-day workshops, just on the levels of leadership, transformational leadership. Again, there are many kinds many types of leadership, but transformational leadership, I believe, is the most appropriate for education, because education is about people. If our students, if the people we work with are not their best every day, then we fail. One question that I ask leaders, hey, if you were to change one thing to make things better in your school, what would it be? Do you know what they said? Can you tell me in the chat there? Can you let us know? When I ask leaders, what is one thing you think you need to do to improve your school? This is what I hear. I hear all kinds of things, which they're fine, right? Oh, students are not studying enough. Teachers are not prepared. All kinds of things, right? They're late, time management, all kinds of things, stressed. But one thing I don't hear is this, that is themselves. If a leader is not achieving results, whether it's the classroom or the boardroom, then that leader is not an effective leader, period. Success is about effective leadership. Organization and schools, they go up and they come down. And all of that is about leadership. Whether you are a faculty, whether you are a dean, a president, college president, whatever you are, whatever your position, it's about you, not the people. Because your people will be much better if you yourself are better to begin with. Would you agree? Give me thumbs up, yes? So very quickly we are going through these slides, just these levels, so that you know where to begin. And maybe you can see yourself where you are in your leadership journey. Where are you? And students, let me remind you, the world we live in today requires that you and I and everyone else is a self-leader. It doesn't matter whether you work for someone else, you work for yourself, you work with other people, you need to be a leader yourself in your own space if you want to be competitive in the global market. If you want to rise and to use the time we have here for a good cause, to make a difference, you need to understand that leadership is no longer an option. Leadership is mandatory if you want to have access to the best opportunities. And that is the world we live in today, which is amazing if you think about it, right? Because now you know it's up to you to develop yourselves, to develop your capacity. It's up to you. And I'm teaching you how to do it. Isn't that amazing? Okay. So let's go. So these are the, excuse me. So let's very quickly here. Leadership levels. Please tell me, where are you? The first level is title. At this level, if you are a title or position leader, you are not an effective leader. People follow you because they have no choice. They are there for a paycheck, 9 to 5. They cannot wait to leave. In fact, they have figured out to give you minimum effort, minimum energy, so that they can do minimum work and leave. Why? Because they are not inspired. You are not an effective leader. If we take your title away, you are who? Who are you then? And this is a problem because you are leaving people behind. In education, we cannot have this. In education, people, generations of students depend on us. So we better be amazing leaders every day and just work as hard as possible to develop our leadership skills so our students can get the best every day. So the title, people follow you because they have no choice. They need that paycheck. Number 2, relationships. At this level, it's all about relationships, right? It's all about connection. People follow you because they want to, it's their choice. And you know what people want to know? That the leader care about them. Yes? When your students know that you care about them, guess what? They will bring you the best every day. They want to know that you help them become better, and you come to class or to the meeting with the best ideas and strategies, right? And trust. Are you trustworthy? Do you have integrity? Are you fair? If you demonstrate this, people will follow you because they choose to. And this is a good level, but we still have 3 to go. And I hope this is what you are going to do. You are on your journey to go to the summit. That's where we're going together. The next one is results. Okay, at this level, People follow you because you walk the walk, not just talk, talk, talk. Look, people know me, my students know me when I say, look, talk is cheap. Don't show me, walk the walk. I am known to walk the walk. I tell students what I do, how I achieved what I achieved, my processes, how I do my work, how I live, my routines, how I reprogrammed my brain, how I control my thoughts, my emotions. Yes, I'm a transformational leader, right? So I walk the walk. Talk is cheap. If people come to you and they say, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, you're going to learn. You're going to transform yourself. You're going to lose 100 pounds in 2 days. What? No. That's why it's important for us to develop our skills so that we understand who is an effective leader and who is just a talker, right? So that's what we want there. People development number 4. Here people will follow you because of what you've done for them. My students, just yesterday, I heard from one of my students, who wanted to thank me for our experience together and how I changed their lives. Let me tell you, there is no greater feeling when you have your students or your boss, right? Or your leader telling you individually, not sending that boring email, right? The same email to everybody, right? They make time for you. They perhaps invite you to coffee and they tell you, look, you are incredible and this is why, A, B, C. And I want you to go to D, E, F, and this is the path. I want to develop your capacity of leadership. I'm not going to let you stay where you are, because transformational leaders believe in human potential, right? So we develop people. We don't keep them, in one place. Because if you keep people in one place, they don't grow. And you don't grow either. What is that? No. Next, people development. That's what I just said, right? And the last one, the summit. Are we going to the top together? Because you may be familiar, if you live in the United States or even in your country where you are, and please tell me in your comments or questions, right? You may have heard the expression, oh, it's lonely here at the top. Have you heard that expression? Yes? Okay. Well, think about it. If you are a leader and you are at the top on your own, you are not an effective leader. Leadership is about influencing people. You should be at the top with everybody celebrating. Okay? So that's a transformational leader. They take you with them. I'm taking you with me, and we are going to the top together. So if they are at the top on their own, they're just, like a hiking there. They're like hiking leaders, not transformational leaders. So these are the 5 levels, okay? Now, where are you here? Are you a title or position, relationships, results? You see, that's for you to know. So I hope that today, when we finish this class together, you are going to take a little time. You have to make time for yourself. It's about you. Of course you have time. You prioritize, right? And think about what we discussed today and what we've learned. And create a plan. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you and get you on the right path. And we are pretty much at the end here. So transformational leaders, this is what they have in common. They're purpose-driven. My purpose, it's you. Making your life better. Helping you develop your capacity, your human potential. Not just giving you a grade and getting a degree and then you can get a job. No, I am preparing you for the real world. That's my purpose. And I'm very passionate, and you can see. Can you feel my passion? Yes. I am a role model. Yes, I am a role model. I want my students to look up to me and be inspired just by looking at me. And they walk the talk. They walk the walk. The next one, inspiration. They are inspiring people, just like I am doing right now. I want you to understand that everything you need is within you. You just need guidance. You just need leaders to help you take one step at a time. That's what you need. And that's what I'm here for. And the third one that transformational leaders have in common is they are people-driven. They have a genuine concern. I am concerned for you. You know why? Because I don't see a reason why you should not achieve your full potential. That's what education is about, right? Education should help people become their best selves every day. That's growth. And last, they are innovating. They challenge followers, right? They come up with new ideas. They see into the future. We already know the future is unpredictable. So how are we going to get ready? This is how, right? That's how we get ready. So this is what we have in common. One day you will have this in your toolbox. I know it. And you know what else I know? I know you'll let me know. Some of you, you hear me? Some of you will send me an email and say, hey, Val, I attended your seminar workshop in, what's today? Tuesday? April, Tuesday, we were on that crisis, isolating, and I, was attending your seminar, and I was so inspired and empowered, and look at me today. I know it. I know it. All right. And these are the traits that you need to cultivate, okay? Again, you can have access to this, and you can look one at a time, as you can see. Personality traits, general personality traits, and you need task-related, job-oriented. Look at this: self-confidence, humility, self-evaluation, awareness, authentic, enthusiastic. And then you look on the other side, task-related, personality traits. Passion for work. You will no longer be a 9-to-5 person. You will not become part of the 80% of the people who are not happy with your job. Can you imagine? Can you imagine spending 1/3 of your life being miserable at your job? No. We can do better. Please. We can do better. You have to promise me. Adaptability. That's #1 skill in this unpredictable world. You need to adapt and be flexible on the fly. And that requires that you are flexible cognitively, right? You have to work on your emotional intelligence to be flexible and adaptable. And courage. Yes, don't be afraid to fail. Failure is not a negative. Failure, we need to fail in order to succeed. Look at the successful people. How many times they fail until they succeed? How many people told them, oh, you're not good enough, right? You're not good enough, you can't do this and that. We don't have time today, but I can tell you a bunch who told me, Val, just, do something else. Why? Because they were not confident in themselves, and they see progress and success and that you have an ability, and they, instead of helping you, they want to push back. And that's where you need to find transformational teachers like me and leaders to help you separate fiction from reality. And here we are at the end. So we are born to thrive, not just survive. Together, we can create a world in which all of us thrive. Because if you are doing better, your community is doing better, right? And then their community are doing better. Become a transformational leader today. Are you going to become a transformational leader going forward? You have to promise me. And again, you have to change your perspective. Leader is not about, having a leadership role if you don't have one. You can be a leader at home. You can be a leader in the classroom, in the boardroom, on the street, volunteering. You are the leader. That's who you are. And the way you behave and the way you speak and the way you treat people, that's the extension of who you are. So we have to rewire our brain and think of leaderships as an ability anybody can have, can learn. After all, leadership is a choice, and leadership is a skill. You can learn the skill. Leaders are not born, are made. Successful students are not born, they are made. So, I want to thank you so much. I just want to answer all of your questions now, okay? And I am